Hello Internetians, my name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, welcoming you to the PML Season 4 Week 1 Team Builder versus Trop Problem and the Rhode Island Reshirams. Link to his Twitter shall be in the description below. But what I strive to do here is to go through my team for what I'm bringing against him. His team should appear below me right now. He has the Reshirams. Let me fix that actually. Let's fix that. Let's make that bigger. Thought that would be bigger. A little bit smaller now. There we go. Alright, cool. 5 editing. Alright, so he has the Reshirams, the Suicune, the Gardevoir, Dragalge, Hitmontop, Mismagius, Megazord X, Thundurus Incarnate, Heracross, Sceptile, and the Aggron. Something to note about the Reshirams, he usually drafts more of an offensive team than a defensive team, or a balanced team, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to struggle with. If you do not remember what the New York Metagross has on their roster, let me go over it right now. We have our Scolipede, Latios, Skarmory, Tangrowth, Mamoswine, Umbreon, Mega Blastoise, Miltank, Hitmonlee, Claydol, and Simisear. Now, as I looked at his team, I saw numerous threats that were really hard for me to take on. I thought it was Thunderstarian. It's another league, right? Yeah, it's another. Okay. I saw numerous threats, such as the Megazord X, huge problem. I saw the Heracross, which I cannot beat 1v1 with, or I can't switch into at all. No way. Suicune is an issue. Gardevoir can be an issue. Dragalge, it's impossible to switch into. So many threats on his team. And I started to build a defensive kind of, or a balanced kind of team, but I just couldn't. But let me go into his in-depth on his team. He has the Reshirams, the number 1 Mononoe right now. Ground flying type, 4 times weakness to ice. Very, really hurts it. It can run Choice Scarf, it can run Double Dance, offensive with Soft Sand, Life Orb, Choice Band, etc. It can also run defensive with Intimidate and Leftovers, Rocky Helmet. It can be a Stealth Rock-Setter, has access to U-Turn, Stone Edge, Earthquake, no Flying Stab. Suicune is a very bulky water type, relatively fast for a defensive monster itself. Usually can run Calm Mind, Crocoon sets. Can run Roar, can run Sub, can run Rest Talk, has access to stuff like Ice Beam, Hitting Power Grass, etc. Very bulky, very hard to take down. Gardevoir is his fairy type, a kind of slow but very strong, hard to switch into. Usually runs a choice set, but can run Calm Mind, can run defensive, can run whatever it really needs. Has access to good coverage moves like Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, and Shadow Ball. Sorry. My Sheets Cup. A little Sheets bottle. Sheets. Always promote them. He has a Dragalge. Like I said, very hard to switch into. Adaptability, Sludge Wave, Adaptability, Draco Meteor is just a nuke that really hurts anything that doesn't, like, isn't immune or resists it. Has access to stuff like Scald. Scald, sometimes runs HP Fire, Focus Blast, all kinds of things for coverage move. Can set up T-Spikes, but is generally slow. Hitmontop is one of his hazard removals. It's a really slow. Usually runs a kind of a defensive set with like Intimidate and such. Rapid Spin, Close Combat, has access to a lot of priority. Mismagius, Ghost type, stops Rapid Spinners. Pretty especially bulky, kind of fast. Can set up Nasty Plots, can run Sub, Wisp, Pain Split. Has access to kind of cool coverage moves, gets Mystical Fire for some reason. Although it's very frail on the physical and defensive side, and something I'm going to have to be careful of with my Hitmonlee, as you can see. Okay. Megazord X is a very threatening sweeper. It can run Sword Dance, Tailwind. It can run Dragon Dance. It can run Bulky Wisp. It has access to Roost. It has access to coverage moves. It usually runs Flare Blitz. Dragon Claw. It can run Thunder Punch. Can run EQ. Just a very, very strong physical attacker. Very good typing as well. Thunderous Incarnate can set up nasty plots. Has Prankster T-Wave. Pretty fast with 111 base speed. Can run Mixed. Can go physically offensive with Defiant and Knock Off, Superpower, Wild Charge. Has access to U-Turn and Volt Switch. Heracross, biggest threat on his team. Everything on my team gets 2-hit KO by something with this mon. Has a number of moves it can run. It can SD, it can Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Scarf Moxie. It has access to whatever its other abilities. It has access to Guts. It has access to Moxie, and Swarm. 4 times weakness to flying, so I'm gonna try to take advantage of that, but you'll see that I have other ways to handle, or not gonna be really using that flying too much. Just a very big problem in general. Sceptile, very fast mon. I have used it before. Kind of hard to set up, but when it does, it wrecks shop. Can run special with Leaf Storm, etc., etc. Can run physical with Leaf Blade, Earthquake, Acrobatics, etc. Aggron, choice made it Head Smash. Can run Rock Polish, very physically based mon, both offensively and defensively. 4 times weakness to rock and ground, so I don't really expect him to bring it with all the mons that I have on my team. But nonetheless, still something I have to be ready for. Let's switch positions. By the way, I am in my living room again just because, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to record and I don't want to go to my room. My cats are making noise over in the other room. At least there's no wood chippers. So that is his team. Now let's go over what I thought, or I'm bringing, and why. So as you can see, the first one I decided to bring was Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee does a lot of work this match, especially with this coverage. It can just nuke everything that is not a Landorus, defensive Landorus Therian. Dragalge may be able to switch in on a high jump kick, but it can't really take an Earthquake after that. I don't like the way that looks. Sorry, I'm trying to watch myself. He doesn't really have a lot of things that really want to take it on. High jump kick into Bullet Punch kills Gardevoir. High jump kick into Earthquake kills Dragalge. Landorus Therian. I don't remember. How will you take this? There's another cat in the background. Hop and get a hairball. Okay, so yeah. It can take it. If it's offensive, it can just take it no matter what. Wow. Who would have thought? Alright, so I guess Landorus is basically his only switch in. His Suicune cannot switch into this. His Suicune cannot take 2. It does a lot of damage to a Suicune. I have enough speed for Heracross, as well as stuff like Hitmontop, and if he runs a offensive Suicune, I can outspeed that. But yeah, this coverage is very good against his team. It helps me weaken the Landorus for another mon on my team, which will be really great. And this is the first thing. Just like I said, this is just the first step. It's just build Hitmonlee and then see what I can do from there. I feel like that comes out. I don't know. But see where it goes from there. The next part I started on was I need a way to stop that freaking Heracross. I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let me go over why. Scolipede is 2-shot by Stone Edge, Knockoff, EQ, you name it. Latios is destroyed by Megahorn. Skarmory cannot take 2 close combats. Tangrowth, Megahorn, Mammospine close combat, Umbreon close combat, Blastoise close combat, Miltank close combat, Hitmonlee, basically everything in the world. Claydol, Megahorn, and Simisear, basically everything. So I don't really have that good switch-ins, as well as the Mega Blastoise. I can't really handle that thing too well either. So as I more and more try to build this defensive core that can take on most of his threats, I realize there's more and more threats that I have to deal with. So eventually I just abandoned all the balance kind of shit, and I went with offense. And if I'm running offense, I need hazards, even though he has hit on top. I'm still gonna hazard stack him, and that's why I have my Skirm right here. Max speed to make sure I speed tie, or what was I trying to speed tie with? Just make sure I can outspeed as much as possible. Yeah, because I didn't even really need any bulk. I just said max. Stealth Rock Spikes. I do think I outspeed no, there's a reason I ran max speed. It might have been Adamant Heracross, which can be a thing. Yeah, outspeed Adamant Heracross. So if I leave Skirm, he leaves Heracross, I Brave Bird, it's gone. I do not give that thing any chance. Stealth Rock Spikes do a lot of work to his team. Stealth Rock hurts Megazord 50% before Mega Evolves, 25% after. Same with the Thunderous, 25%. And just starts wearing out his team. Spikes do a lot of work, and Whirlwind keeps me from being a setup fodder while I'm trying to stack him. And Sturdy plus Cut Stat Berry means I get up a Stealth Rock and a Spike. So, there's that. So now I'm looking at other mons that can really do work against his team. I ended up going with the Latios, and I went with this moveset in particular. Shadow Ball, Psyshock, Draco Meteor, and Root. This basically two-shots everything on his team, except maybe Aggron. Although, depending on the spread. I think it has to be like max special defense to be able to take two, but then I think for the most part, Shadow Ball into Draco Meteor kills most variants. This destroys Suicune, this Landorus cannot switch in, Gardevoir does not want to take a Shadow Ball, Hitmontop does not want to take much, Mismagius, Shadow Ball, etc., etc. This thing just nukes his team. Every time it comes in, if I predict right and predict what he's going to go into or what he does, I'm going to get a kill. And that is very good. It outspeeds almost everything on his team. He has a very slow base team, like he does have Mismagius and Thunderous Incarnate, etc., but it's a very slow team, and I took advantage of that as much as possible. I have enough speed for the Mismagius, max special attack on the rest in defense, with 29 EVs and HP. That way I take less from Life Orb. So, and Roost to stay healthy, because sometimes I'm gonna need to click Roost and not die. This is hyper offense, but I need the bulk. I need to be able to take a hit. So there's that. So, another mon I realized that really nuked his team, outside of that Suicune, is my Mamoswine. And like I said, he has a very slow-based team, so Mamoswine can put in a lot of work. And can be kind of bulky, at the same time offensive as hell. I'm running a Choice Band in Mamoswine. This prevents Landorus Therian from being that much of a problem. This prevents something else. This prevents Thunderous Incarnate from being a problem. Sceptile from being a problem. Aggron, unless it's Choice Guard, from being a problem. Etc. etc. But that's just Banded Ice Shard. Icicle Crash, when I come in on Dragalge, I'm going to destroy something. When I come in on Aggron, I can destroy something with EQ. I can pick off a weakened Suicune. I do like 40%, which is kind of nice. Knockoff, in case I predict a switch. He does not have many good things that want to take on this Mamoswine. That's why I expect Suicune 1000%, and why I prepare for Suicune 1000%. But Banded Mamoswine is just my emergency check against that Landorus, against the Thunderous. I do a lot of damage to that Mega Charizard X. Mamoswine. I'm trying to remember how much. Adamant. Choice Band. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. 60, and that's if I come in on it. Or if it comes on me. Let's say that doesn't happen. Boom, Ioko defensive after rocks. Mega Charizard X. Boom. 40%. Or 33 to 40%. Anyway. So, how much did he do to me? Woo! Yeah, and that investment, yeah, look at that, what that investment does. 144. This gives me an emergency check to Charizard, depending on rolls and depending on natures and everything. But I can't take one hit from Charizard from Volt. No rocks. With rocks, it's a roll. And yeah, this Ice Shard is going to come in handy a lot during this match. Mamoswine is just going to do a lot of work. So, I've noticed something about his team at this point. I'm like, what else can I bring to nuke his team? I could bring offensive Tangrowth. I could bring Mega Blastoise, which would do a lot of work. I could bring, I could bring Claydol. I could bring Scolipede. What if I bring, I did a Simisear? What does Simisear do? Simisear kind of destroys him. If I get a Nasty Plot up, +2 Nasty Plot, a Life Orb, kind of blows him away. Fire Blast destroys Sceptile, Aggron, Thundurus Incarnate, Heracross, Mismagius, Hitmontop, Gardevoir, and the Landorus. I have Grass Knot for the Suicune, and I have Hidden Power Ground for the Dragalge and the Charizard X. If I get rid of Thundurus and Mismagius and Sceptile, oh shit. If I'm able to get rid of things that are faster than it, then I have a lot of potential for this thing. I can set up a Nasty Plot and just start wrecking his team. He doesn't have a lot of safe switch-ins to this. He does. I can beat him. There's nothing really that he can do to stop this if I start rolling with it. Originally had sub Salic, but then I got walled by Dragalge and Charizard, so I could not have that. Getting walled by those two is kind of not fun. But there's not a lot to be said about this. I do have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Charizard X and just 8 and spit that because why not? Oh, and Ivory. I have enough speed. I'm trying to remember what this speed was. I have enough speed to outspeed a defensive Landorus. Does that sound right? That sounds right. Enough speed for a defensive Landorus, a max speed Aggron, and anything lower than that. I do have a couple points higher just in case he throws a little in there. But yeah, these four can put in a lot of work. It's gonna be kind of hard to really switch into stuff, but that's what offense is about. So last but not least, we do have our main sweeper, and that is Scolipede. Another Life Orb Mon, another 29 HP Mon, or 29 EB Mon, just to be able to weaken or take Life Orb better. This team is very passive because of all these Life Orbs, but they do a lot of work. Protect, Poison Jab, EQ, and Aqua Tail go to work on him. Mismagius can switch in on this. Hitmontop can kind of switch in on this, but there's not a lot. This can really start hammering his team down once things are dead. Aqua Tail is for the Landorus Therian, and EQ is for the Dragalge and the Mega Charizard X. Anything else, I'm really going to be clicking Poison Jab against. I wanted SD on here, but I could not afford it. I need this for Charizard. I have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Mismagius. And like I said, this is my emergency check. This is another emergency check to that Charizard. I come in on it, I click Protect, or I click EQ, depending on what I think is going to happen. If I click Protect as he goes for another D-Dance, that's going to be really tough for me. That's where I'm going to just have to start sacking stuff to Flare Blitz and cleaning up. Bullet Punch is going to do like 12%. Ice Shard is like 33%. If he does not set up, I can just go straight into Scolipede, click EQ, and blow him away. So, that is what we're looking at. I don't know how well we're going to do this first week, just because he has a very, very good matchup against me. But I really hope the New York Metagross is going to be able to pull out, and I really hope Witchstone starts making a race for that MVP slot. Alright guys, I'll see you later. You guys have a great day. Hope you enjoyed. It's not